Can you ever? Cue the music. So much to do here. Can you ever make something without making it into a product? Not even certain what I'm asking. Am I talking about the gift economy? Is there an invisible counter between us? In every human exchange, I give you, you give me, I gift you, you gift me, I gave you, you owe me, and all of that. I'm thinking about that right now. I have to do a poem or a music thing or something and upload every day. I mean, I do it for myself, and some other people watch it. It helps to know that there are 3 other people watching. It's a form of encouragement. Why is it that it seems sometimes the things we do for money are so distasteful? You know what I like about my job? The paycheck. And yet my job is set up for me to have dozens of lovely exchanges with people throughout the day. Exchanges that wouldn't happen if I were just a person standing on a street corner. But I'm a doorman and in a uniform, and people have a special relationship with us. I mean, I have a special relationship with my own people who live in my building. I have a relationship and some expanded permissiveness about it with the people who pass by every day, because I'm like a fire hydrant or a parking meter, part of the New York City streetscape. And you can avoid me or you can interact with me in a fairly neutral manner. If you're a dog, you can pee on me. I suppose that's what my life here on social media is as well. You can avoid me or interact with me in a fairly neutral fashion and maybe leave a comment or an emoticon. Maybe it would be nice to just be a wandering wonder pooper. I think a lot of street artists are like that. They just leave a little dropping of wonder that somehow is a little point of informing energy for others. And it's hard to make a living from that. There must be 2 definitions of living. There must be 209, but you know what I mean. When you do an activity, you get paid for it, so you make a living doing it. Making postcards or t-shirts or poems that you sell on the street, or from cans that you collect door to door, or scrap metal that you find, or little treasures you uncover with your metal detector. Right? Losing my own train of thought. What are my 2 definitions? A thing you get paid for and then other things that you do. Just a kook. So there's the idea of entrepreneurship and then having your own business, right? Being a small business person. And there's an overlap between the 2, and somehow they're not exactly the same. Entrepreneur versus small business owner. I mean, the idea of being an entrepreneur is that you have some kind of idea or you seek to fulfill a need in the marketplace and you put together an enterprise, even if it starts out with only you, in order to take an idea, sometimes a bold idea, and bring it to life, bring it into being in the world. It seems to start with a vision. But not just a vision of being your own boss. A vision of a world that has been impacted, and hopefully positively, by what you bring forth into it. Now I'm looking at the overlap between entrepreneurs and artists. If you're Jasper Johns, or if you're Marcel Duchamp, or if you're Bob Dylan, or if you're Igor Stravinsky, you're trying to expand the vocabulary of your art form. Maybe you have to... I don't know. Maybe you have to remix, remind. Maybe because it's in your own nature to do so, or it's just in your DNA. And you're just a servant of this gift that you received as part of your sequence and packet. I just now feel the need to try to do something else to go deeper than I've been going with these things. I mean, I have an obligation to myself and to my 3 viewers to make good on my promise to do a year's worth of these things. And you know, there's a way in which the medium is the message, right? If I'm doing craniosacral therapy, that's different than singing you a song. And I want to look at the overlap between communing with and communicating with, than being an offering, that you know there's a whole thing they say, that there's this 15-foot sphere of energy that emanates from your heart. And that's why I like to be with someone and not say anything, and have conversations that contain long pauses and silences. And anyway, I don't want all of life to be transactional, though I suppose it is. Flowers are painting themselves up in order to attract pollinators, and everyone's dressing up in their finery and singing their best songs and rubbing their back legs together to attract a mate and all of that stuff. I'd be very happy to think that there's a whale somewhere singing just for the joy of it. I think there's nothing in watching little foxes play or little kids jump around and jump on things because they don't know any better. And they're not trying to save their energy. They're responding to the pure joy of being alive. But it's not even that. They're acting the pure joy of being alive. There's no fat in it. It's just pure being, nervous action, energy. Then only later we find out there's an invisible countertop between everyone and everything else. And in a way that's okay, because there's a price for everything, for everything you've eaten, or everything you're buying, or for everything you're selling, or everything you steal, and for the deals you do under the counter. I like to say, and I believe that it's true, that no one gets away with anything. I mean, you might steal a roll of toilet paper from the commuter train, no one finds out about it, but somehow it leaves a little mark on your soul. Not that anyone's keeping accounts, anyone other than you, that is. Alright, so it seems that none of this is adding up to anything useful. Maybe they're just moments and we have to go out of our minds into the silence and maybe get a little high just to balance out the mundane and stifling mechanisms by which we stay alive in this world. It's as if we all pick up a script and see there are 12 characters and we have to choose one of them. Or if we're lucky, we have the great relief of having a character assigned to us so we don't have to bring in the horrible pain of choice and responsibility that goes along with it. Without realizing we don't have to pick up the script at all. We don't have to pick up any script at all, and that horror of horrors, we don't even have to write our own script. We could just become pure beings of light. For that, you have to be either mad or holy, and sometimes they're the same thing. And God bless you. That's all I have. I meant it.